Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. Thank you for joining me on The Hopefulist. Today is Wednesday, July 31st, 2019. Today's blog post topic is going to be about loving your body. We're changing our perception this week. And today I'm going to talk about how to love your body. You can do it. I wanted to get to a kind of interesting and sad story first, not to bring you down. But there's been a woman in Ohio who has been sentenced to 10 days in jail for feeding stray cats. Apparently, she says she first started feeding these cats when a neighbor of hers moved away and left the cats there, and they would show up on her back porch. She said she fed them and took care of them because she was worried about them, and being a cat lover, she didn't want them to die. She said that once my neighbors around here started being unhappy about it, they called the animal warden. So apparently it is against the law in this town in Ohio to feed stray animals, be it a cat, a dog, what have you. So she's gotten several citations telling her to stop, and she hasn't stopped. She has now been sentenced after the fourth citation to 10 days in jail. 79-year-old woman going to jail for 10 days for feeding cats. I don't know. This is terrible. I think this is awful. I understand, and she understands that she is completely ignoring the law. When I lived in my condo, we had stray cats there, and those are some nasty beasts, I got to tell you. I did not like having these feral cats, and they were everywhere. There was tons of them, and they just had no fear. I would take Tucker out for a walk, and, cats usually scatter when you come towards them. Not these ones. They would hold their ground and hiss. They scared the bejesus out of me. They didn't scare the bejesus out of Tucker. She would still try to play with them. I'd be like, Tucker, that cat will scratch your face off. And, it smelled like cat pee all the time in the parking lot. The laundry room smelled like cat pee because they would go in there in the wintertime to try and get warm. And there was a woman who came and fed them. And it was almost like a movie. When she showed up, the cats knew her and they knew they were getting food. As soon as she got out of her car, cats would just gather around her. Now, this woman really tried to control the situation too. She would often catch kittens humanely, get them fixed, and then bring them back. So she was at least trying. I would have rather she didn't feed them because I didn't want them, but to sentence her to 10 days in jail, I don't know. I understand she's blatantly disregarding the law over and over and over again, but 10 days in jail for a 79-year-old woman, I think, is just awful. I don't know. What's the answer? I don't have an answer. Do you have an answer? Put it up on the group page if you have any suggestion of how this situation can be handled. And then once she gets out, I wonder if she's just going to pick up and start feeding them again. I don't know. The woman that used to come to our condo complex, we called her the cat lady. Shocking, right? But yeah, it was like the cats were mesmerized. The minute that the woman got there, they just started surrounding her. It was pretty interesting. So on to some weird, funny, not necessary news. We all know what Crocs are. Those horrific looking shoes with the holes all over them. I'm still not sure what purpose they serve. Mario Cataldi used to wear them every day, an orange pair. And, some people love them. Most people hate them. They have now come out with Croc gloves. Again, the purpose of these, I have no clue. But I will be posting a picture of them on the group page as well. Check them out. Let me know if you would wear them. I mean, they're certainly not for warmth. I guess maybe they're sport type gloves. Maybe you can wear them when you're riding your bike, or I don't think you could. I think they're too thick for lifting weights. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what the purpose of them are, but they look hideous. They're worse than the Croc shoes. So when you get a chance, check out the group page. I'm going to post a picture of the Croc gloves. Oh, my goodness. I just don't know. What are people doing? It's kind of crazy. Watch, they'll take off, and by this time next year, I'll be wearing them. I don't think so. I do fall victim to fads here and there. I don't think I'm going to fall victim to this one. So it is Shark Week. We haven't talked about that at all. It's on the Discovery Channel. People love Shark Week, especially around here. I live on the coast, so people a little, intrigued with sharks. I don't think it's just on the coast, though. I think people love Shark Week. I have tried to watch a couple of shows. I don't find them to be very interesting, to be honest. Something I can live without. But if you like sharks, here's some really cool news. Adventure Aquarium in Camden, not too far from here at the Jersey Shore, they have baby shark pups. You have that song in your head now? Baby shark, do-do-do-do-do-do. I know I sing it wrong, but have I got that in your head now? You are welcome. The good news is now you can actually check them out. According to NJ.com, it's not really common to see the babies. They're normally raised in a section of the aquarium not open to the public. Now, currently, they're being raised in the Shark Nursery. How cute is that? That features tanks to the public to peer down into to catch a glimpse of the little guys. The shark pups are part of the sand shark species that are usually found along the Jersey coast. So, if you would be interested in seeing some baby sharks up close and personal, head on out to Adventure Aquarium in Camden. When we were in Myrtle Beach, we were actually in Surfside Beach, which is right near Myrtle Beach, a couple of years back. They have these big, huge piers that go out into the water, and a lot of people fish off of them. And we were sitting on the beach one day, and we could see sharks everywhere around this pier. And a couple of us were like, "What are they? Are they sharks?" And then as we got to talking to people, apparently it's very common for sharks to be around there because they're trying to eat the bait that people are fishing with or the fish that they catch with the bait. So they just told you. It just seemed very odd to me that there was like a conglomeration of sharks around this pier, and nobody was really all that upset about it. I guess they figured they're going to stay in that area because people were swimming maybe 100 feet away, which is not that much feet away if there's a shark involved. But nobody seemed to mind. Now, I don't really go in the water, so I don't really care. I'll go in up to my, knees at the most. I don't really even go to the beach anymore, to be honest with you. I'm actually missing the beach a little bit this year. This is the first year I did not buy beach badges because I keep buying beach badges, and then I never use them. I bought beach badges last year. I went one time. So, of course, now that I don't have the beach badges, I want to go to the beach. You know how that goes. So maybe I'll pair up with a friend one of these days who has a beach badge, and I can go hit the beach. I pretty much just sit on the sand. I don't even really like putting my feet in the water because then when you put your feet in the water, you walk back to your chair, you get caked and corroded feet with sand, and I hate that feeling. I hate to have to brush them off, and I don't know. I get it. Beaches are sandy. I don't want them caked on my feet. I just don't want all that sand caked on my feet. And then, yeah, I know once it dries, you can brush it off. But then I have it all over my hands. And then I got to put it on my towel. And then it's a lot. It's a lot of sand. That's all I'm saying. So, but yeah, hopefully one of these days this summer, I will hit the beach. It is July 31st, like I mentioned, so I still have a whole month at least. Actually, that's when I really enjoy the beach, is like going in the afternoon. Once the season's over and you don't even need a beach badge anymore, I like to go there, and I don't necessarily have to be, laying out in the sun. I'll go there in a shorts and a sweatshirt, read my book, watch the waves. That's the best time to go to the beach, in my opinion. And I'm lucky that I live so close. I can do that whenever I want. So Come on, September. No, I'm just kidding. Don't come on, September. We've got a whole lot of summer left. But once September comes, so does football. Football! All right, I'm not talking about football today. So I wanted to move on to the topic. A very interesting story that I found. It's a trending on Twitter. It is about a couple who says they don't know until the last minute what side of the bed they are sleeping on. How crazy is that? Now, it seems that the situation is their bed has one side up against the wall, and I guess they just have like a windowsill where they said they could put like a glass of water or something. And the other side is where they have a little nightstand where they keep the phones. So I guess whoever wants to man the phones that night gets to sleep on the outside of the bed. Joe and I do have our sides of the bed. I can change my side. I do prefer to be on the right side. Like if you're looking at the bed, I like to be on the right side because the way I sleep usually, I usually fall asleep facing that way, and I kind of stick my arm out a little bit. And when I'm on the other side, because we have switched sides from time to time. Sometimes when I'm on the other side, if I try to stick my arm out, I feel like I'm hitting him. So I do prefer that side. But here's the thing is when we go away somewhere, Joe has one of those CPAP machines. So he has to be near a table and a plug. It doesn't have to be a table. It's preferred that he puts his machine on a table. So like when we had our cruise, when we went on our cruise last December, there was, I believe, one plug in the entire room, which was very annoying because he needed it all night long for his machine. So we couldn't even charge our phones overnight, either one of us. And then, you know, you're not really in your room all day, so who wants to sit there and wait for their phone to charge? So, yeah, we kind of depend on where the outlet is or where there is a table. I really hate being on the inside of the bed, though. I really do. I hate when beds are up against walls because then I have to literally crawl out from the bottom of the bed if I get up before Joe does. That is very annoying. That's why when I set up the rooms here in the house when we bought the house, I made sure that every bed had a little space on either side because it's just, if you can do it, do it. I understand sometimes you have no choice. I've had to have beds up against the wall before, too, because there was just not enough room to do it any other way. But then I was sleeping by myself. Now, even when I slept by myself, I did not take up the whole bed. You know, I have a pillow that I like. If you're flopping all over from side to side on the bed, you're having to use a bunch of different pillows, I would assume. It seemed unnatural to me to kind of go all the way over to the other side of the bed because then I'm not on the pillow that I like anymore. Do you get what I mean? But a lot of people are saying that about using the whole bed if their significant other isn't there or if they sleep alone. I don't know. I always stayed in one spot, and I used to joke and say that I was man ready, that I had my side of the bed, I had my spot. I didn't take up the whole bed, so when a man came into my life, he could just slip right into that other side of the bed, and it wouldn't be a problem. And that's what happened. So some of your responses here is, Linda says we have our sides at home, but when we travel together, and when we travel together, but when I travel alone, I'm all over the bed. Rose says, I like the idea of not knowing what side I was going to end up with. My hubby would absolutely hate that, though. Meg says, I guess if you're tired enough, you'll fall asleep anywhere. Is that the same as flipping your mattress every so often? No, I don't think it's that at all. She did put an LOL. Karen says, no particular side when I get the entire bed to myself. Michelle says, yes, I have a side and have no desire to switch. Marcy says, not sure. I think I could switch, but now I sleep alone, so I sleep smack dab in the middle. Okay. Laurie says, this is just pure craziness, referring to the article of the people who don't know where they're going to be sleeping, what side, until the last minute. Diane says, nope, I sleep on the same side of the bed always, and so does Walt. It's worked for 52 years, so I'm not changing it. Melissa says, I can switch, but he can't. Andrea